This hearty, winter warming, delicious, nutritious soup is so full of protein and so full of excellent, delightful vegetables. It really doesn't take terribly long to cook at all. I think you're going to love it. So welcome to my kitchen. My name is Mundy. This is Mundy's Kitchen. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that. And I hope this soup, is useful to you in the cold and bitter Melbourne winter. I'll take you to the stove. I hope you can see this clearly. I have my reasonably sized pot and I'm turning the stove on so that it's, a medium heat or low to medium. And we're going to put a nice swig of virgin olive oil into the pot. A couple of tablespoons, I think that would be. I've already pre-chopped my vegetables. So I have some onions. It's quite a large, actually one large onion will do, or two small ones. And we'll just pop that in there. And we're just going to fry it off with a little bit of salt. We don't want it to burn, we just want it to get translucent and delicious. I've turned the heat up a little bit and I'm putting about half a teaspoon of salt just to help things along a little bit. As that's sizzling along quite nicely, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds, about half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Personally, I'm not particularly fond of garlic. I know that's a sacrilegious thing to say, but it actually repeats on me a little bit. So just stir this around. Just make sure that the spices don't catch or stick. You can hear it sizzling along very nicely. Things are moving along. So now it's time to add in 1 chopped red bell pepper or capsicum, 1 green bell pepper or capsicum, and 1 fairly large carrot into the mixture. And we're just going to saute this off. In the pot is probably a better idea, but never mind. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of paprika. And mix that around, making sure that things don't stick. While the vegetables and onions are, sauteing away nicely, it's time to get our lentils ready. So I'm going to use half a cup of red lentils. Now they are going to disintegrate and become quite almost invisible in this soup, but you and I know that they're there. I also have some cute little French lentils, brown lentils, I guess. And I'm going to have half a cup of those also. And they're just going to be rinsed and picked over, just to make sure that there's no debris or stones or anything like that. Take your time, and just make sure that all is well. While I was rinsing the lentils, I realised that I needed to put a little bit of water into the pot to make sure that things were not sticking. So now it's time to add a couple of bay leaves. I'm very fortunate. I have a bay tree here in my apartment, on my balcony. So a couple of dried bay leaves would be awesome. And we can add the rinsed lentils, both the red and the brown, to our mixture, or soup I should say. Now I've just boiled the kettle, and so I'm going to add the hot water to our soup. We need to be quite generous with the amount of water because obviously the lentils are going to absorb a lot of the water and expand, and we really don't want to, have a disaster on our hands and have things stick. Also, we need to add a couple of chicken stock cubes. They're not really chicken, they're actually vegan. They're gluten-free and lactose-free, but you just plonk those in as well. So I like cherry tomatoes, but you do you. Just a can of tomatoes. Also pour very carefully so it doesn't splash too much. And that's about it right now. We're going to let it simmer away for at least 25 to 30 minutes. But just keep an eye on it, just making sure that we don't need to add any more water and things are not sticking. Now I know there are only two sorts of lentils or legumes, bear with. And of course it helps to put a lid on this too. Not entirely, but like that. The soup has been simmering for about 15 minutes or so, and I'll just show you the lentils are, well, the red lentils have more or less disappeared. The little black ones, or sorry, little French ones, they're still a little hard, which is okay. But now we need to add the third legume, which is 1 drained tin of chickpeas to this lovely, lovely broth. And we'll just give this a bit of a stir and put the lid back on and keep cooking, I reckon, for about another 10 minutes. Right, it's been about 25 minutes in total since I put the two sorts of lentils in there. I'll just show you what it looks like now. Obviously the red lentils have really and truly disappeared to pretty much nothing. The brown French lentils are al dente. Al dente is a good word. Right, now it does need salt, but the reason you don't salt it prior to is because it makes the lentils take longer to cook. So now I'm going to put in about 3/4 teaspoon of salt and mix it around and cook it for a further couple of minutes, just to let the salt do all its flavoring. And then it's going to be time to take it off the stove, and it's done. And now there's really nothing left to do except to dish it up into the soup bowl. Getting all of that delicious goodness. And to sprinkle it with a generous amount of chopped parsley and, of course, a generous squeeze of lemon juice. There's something about lemon juice that just really lifts whatever you're serving. And, oh my goodness me, very sticky hands, or juicy hands, a good grind of pepper. And now serve it with some delicious sourdough bread, and you really have a very nutritious, lovely winter warming soup that has so many lovely healthy ingredients in it, and you can just feel it doing you good. And it's done. Dinner is served. How easy was that? I hope you enjoy this recipe and that you have it on repeat. And thank you so much for joining me today. Please like, subscribe, share, all of that. Happy cooking. Keep warm. Bye.